Championship.
Here comes the rocket, Ronnie O'Sullivan. Hello, good evening and welcome to the York Barbican and the 2014 Coral UK Snooker Championship. The last two quarter-final places up for grabs this evening, and there is always a sense of expectation when Ronnie O'Sullivan's name is up in lights. More on that match in just a moment, but let's recap you on what happened this afternoon. Judd Trump, who lifted the title in 2011, is through after beating Liverpool's Rod Lawler, but he made hard work of it, running out as a 6-3 winner. Trump will play Mark Davis, who last night knocked out 18-year-old James Cahill.
On paper, it looks like I've had quite an easy route so far, winning 6-1, 6-3, 6-3, but both the last two games have been tough, and today I wasn't at my best, and I'm just glad that I can scrape through when I'm not playing 100%.
And in the other last 16 tie this afternoon, the rematch of the 2008 UK final between Shaun Murphy and Marco Fu. It went all the way. We left the match on BBC Two. It was finely balanced. We're going to pick up the action in frame 11. Fu to play, trailing by 11 points.
Oh,
Oh,
can you believe
double
that?
Kiss.
Can't you believe that? Shaun Murphy's been given a lifeline.
One.
So he's now 12 points in front. Marco Fu's race may be run. The dreaded double kiss. All about position on the yellow, and he's underhit this. He could be snookered by the blue. Would you believe it? Would you believe it?
Well, he looked at the cushions there. Now, whether the cushions are playing bad or not, John, I mean, that you've got 3 feet of space you can finish on that yellow.
Yeah, there's no one to blame but yourself for that. Just got into it too much and didn't give it the pace. So it's sort of roles reversed. Marco was unlucky when he was snookered by the black. Wouldn't say Shaun was unlucky there. He's got a 19-point lead. He's got to hit the yellow and get it safe. Can he get it safe? Where's the brown going?
Foul. Shaun Murphy, 8.
And he's left a chance of the yellow. The brown going in doesn't really make any difference as we watch it again. The fact is he's left the yellow, and with the 6 remaining colours, Marco Fu can win this frame and match on the black. Now, how's he on the green?
2.
Pretty good.
Oh, when we get a chance to show you the other picture of the red and the green in the middle, it's absolutely inch perfect. Look at that. Didn't have to do precious little with the cue ball. Just a little stun run through. Doesn't want to be straight on the brown, just leave it 3/4 ball. Because you must get the right angle on the blue just to be able to drop on the pink.
5.
You'd fancy him under normal circumstances, but in the deciding frame, anything can happen.
9.
He's just about got the angle on this blue. He's just about got it, that's all.
Well, playing the run through, it can go wrong, John. Playing the screw back to get on the pink, it couldn't go wrong.
14.
He's played it nicely, though. He's played it nicely. Boy, what a good shot that was.
Pink and black for victory. Well, he's gone through every emotion in this frame. Both players have, but Sean Murphy looks like he's going to be knocked out.
27.
It goes to black. Marco Fu must have thought he'd won it, then he'd lost it, then he'd won it. And Sean Murphy, the gentleman he is, gives him a warm congratulations. Sean Murphy will be very disappointed. I think he was the better player on the day, but the scoreline doesn't say that. And Marco Fu produces a comeback from 5-3 down. He wins by 6 frames to 5, and he's through to the quarter-final.
It was a very strange game because I think Sean definitely was the better player today. Every time he gets in the balls, it feels like that he can make 50 or 60 break, which is not a great feeling when you're playing against him because you know he's going to win in 1 or 2 visits. But yeah, for me it's the opposite. I just couldn't really have any control of the white ball, just couldn't really score at all today.
This UK Championship always produces some really good games. I've sat at home this week watching some great thrillers myself, and you know, I feel like I've been involved in another really good match. Came down to the wire. Either of us could have won there, and of course that's what the people pay their money to come and watch. They come to be entertained, and I think everyone's happy but me.
I would say it's probably the best win of my career because the way I was playing, I just can't believe I've just been a top player.
Yes, well played, Marco Fu. And Marco will now play the winner of the Stephen Maguire v David Morris match, which is taking place this evening. David Morris, of course, the man who beat the world champion Mark Selby. John Parrott is here. And John, you enjoyed that match this afternoon, but Sean Murphy will be kicking himself tonight.
He'll be very sore about it. I actually thought he played far, far better than Marco did today. Hit the ball so well. But he just didn't give up, Marco. He just kept in there all day, and it's a testament to his ability and his temperament that he kept going, because it was one point, it was about 7 frames played, his ice break was 50. And Sean Murphy was making 130s and 80s every chance he got, and he kept in there and in there and in there. And I agree with him, that must be one of his best wins in his career to win that match.
You're also, John, keeping an eye on the Judd-Trump match as well. When you look at the lineup now for the quarterfinals, obviously we'll know who's going to go through to the quarterfinals later this evening. But when you look at the lineup as it stands, Judd-Trump must be fancying his chances.
Yeah, I probably fancied his chances even before we've seen what's happened. There's lots of players from the top 16 got knocked out this week, but Trump, in that Champion of Champions, just looked like he was coming to the boil and maturing into the tournament winner we think he can be. It was a tough match for him this afternoon. Rod Lawler is no mug, and he plays slightly slowly, yeah, we understand that. And, you know, certain styles you've got to get over, and he did well to win today, Judd. He wasn't at his best, but he's got through, and he's in the quarters. OK, John, for the moment, thank you very much indeed. Our live match for you this evening here on BBC Two is Ronnie O'Sullivan, 4-time UK champion, taking on Matt Selt. Let's just take a quick look at Ronnie's performances so far this season. Well, this is it. Lost in the Shanghai Masters to Alan McManus, beaten in the quarterfinals of the International Championship, won the Champion of Champions, but can he lift the UK title for the first time since 2007? Standing in his way this evening, world number 44, Matthew Selt.
I've played the biggest names in the game before, apart from Ronnie. I've played Ding, Higgins, Robertson, Selby, and I've played them all now. Ronnie's the only one I've not played, so yeah, a massive chance on a good stage. At the minute is the biggest name in the game, if not of all time, so it's a match I'm looking forward to playing. I've practiced with him growing up, and this will be the first time I've played him in tournaments. I've not really spoken to him that much for a few years because I moved away from where I live, and you know, I practiced with him probably 3 or 4 years ago for a couple of years, so we were pretty good mates back then, I suppose, but not so much. You know, we're not that close now, to be fair. You know, he keeps himself to himself at tournaments, So yeah, as mates, I would say, you know him, say hello to and that. But you know, I practiced with him for a couple of years, and I had the benefits of practicing with him. He plays one way, he's very attacking style. You know, I think that's the proper way to play snooker. So hopefully it's going to be, you know, get the balls open and try and score as heavy as you can. I don't think there's not much value in trying to play safe and, you know, having tactical battles with him, because his department in that is probably the best in the world as well. So I'm thinking it's going to be, if I'm going to win, it's going to be a high-scoring affair. I'm under no illusions it's going to be the hardest match I've ever played. Hopefully I can settle quickly and give myself the best chance that I've got of winning. It's a match that, you know, I can only look forward to and hopefully take my chances if they arrive.
It's the first meeting between these two, and Matt actually tweeted yesterday, "Can't wait to play my childhood hero tomorrow night. Extremely excited." No doubt he's very excited this evening, so let's take you live to the Barbican. These are live pictures, and we'll say good evening. They've only recently started. Good evening to John Virgo and Stephen Hendry.
Yes. Well, the reds are spread. Matt Selt has potted red and got nicely on the brown, but couldn't get much more than the 11 points he got. At least he's had his hand on the table and potted a ball. Ronnie has not had a chance yet. This was the first red he knocked in, but he couldn't get much off it. Very confident young man is Matt, and he'll need all of that today or tonight, this evening, to give himself every chance against Ronnie.
Yeah, I think he's got to play his best game and hope that Ronnie doesn't play his. Because if Ronnie plays his best game, he wins basically.
Well, that red would go to the middle. I wasn't certain, but Ronnie went all out for the pot. Not far away, but not in. And there is a red now available to the left corner for Matt to go at. You feel he's got to take those half chances. He'll be disappointed not to have knocked that one in. As Stephen said, he's got to play his best tonight. You'd think that anything short of that won't be good enough. I was talking to Ronnie the other day and he said his ankle's a lot better. He can hardly feel any twinges at all, so that's good news. Still excuse boots, of course. Well, that's left a chance now for Matt. He's got a red to the right centre. Another half chance slips by. Big occasion though for Matt, so he's entitled to have some first frame nerves.
One.
Well, he had the wrong angle on that red in potting it, so we're trying to make something happen. But it didn't work.
Green ball.
So just playing the safety.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 1.
Okay, didn't get a good length with the cue ball, not the perfect length, but did well to get it as safe as this.
Yeah, I think what's made is this frame so scrappy is that the black's tied up. So even if you get left the pot, there's nothing really to get from it. Well, that's opened the black up. So I think in a couple of shots' time we'll see this frame open up. Can he get through to this red? And if so, will he play for the black?
Well, just looking down the line as we did there, you just feel as though he needs to play with just a touch of right-hand side to bend it slightly. So if you're going to play it like that, he might decide to play it slow and play for the black. No, he played it hard. He used the right-hand side, as you can see, so it needs to stop short of the baulk line. Just about on the yellow. See the way the cue ball came off the cushion. He had a touch of right-hand side, and as I say, he's okay. He's on the yellow. Gives him the angle to come down for the reds at the business end of the table.
Foul. Matthew Selt, 1. Ronnie O'Sullivan, 4.
That was a complete mishit. Missed the yellow by so far. That can only be tension. He intimidates you, doesn't he, Ronnie?
Yeah, well, he's a bit like yourself, Stephen. You think, well, every time you get in, if you miss, that could be the end of frame. So Ronnie just put in this a position where he can run round off 2 cushions for the black. Good cueing needed. And got. Needs to slow up though. Oh,
1.
It's a little unlucky. He's cued it beautifully, but it just overran.
Yeah, hit the cue ball
Yellow
in hand.
ball.
It's as if he didn't put it in the right place to be able to follow through and get position on the black. It's like he didn't pick out the natural angle to place the cue ball.
Foul. And a miss. Ronnie O'Sullivan, 1. Matthew Selt, 4. Yeah. Matthew?
No point in Ronnie moving, I
Yellow
suppose.
again.
He's going to play the same
Yellow
shot.
No. And he's played it well this time. Good it. He's Ronnie taking this on. Could play it to the left middle. He has done. And it's right in the half of the pocket, and he's developed the yellow. That wasn't his intention, but he was settled for it.
Three. Look to play for the blue here, I think. Get that back in its spot.
4. No. 10.
That didn't sound like the best contact. But Ronnie not having the cue ball cleaned. Happy enough with the position on the black he got. If the black won't go on its own spot, oh well, it does.
17.
I assume the red above the black still goes, yes, must do.
$18.
So far in this tournament, Ronnie's long game has been a little bit in and out, but when he's got opportunities like this, when the reds are spread and he can just play little stuns and screws,
23.
he's really scored heavily.
24. $31. 32.
Yeah, this is the part of the game that just comes so easy.
39. 40.
Just about got the angle on the blue to come down for this red in the middle of the table.
$45.
So red-black will put in 43 points in front with 43 remaining. So
46.
he still needs a red after this black to clinch the first frame. Just checking the scoreboard. It's going to be awkward. I know he's very good with his left hand, but he's hampered. He doesn't have to do anything with the red. Oh, beautifully played.
54.
Such an advantage to be able to play with either hand.
$61. 62.
Yeah, lovely. Well, Matt Selt had a few chances early on in the frame. He didn't take them, and he knows that he's
67.
got to take those half chances.
$69.
Oh, look at this for position.
$72.
Well, how does he get on the blue off this brown?
76.
Well, the blue didn't matter. Matt Selt had a few
76.
chances early on in the frame. He'd be disappointed he didn't
Sullivan.
take them. But Ronnie, once he got a chance, boy, did he take them well. And he takes the first frame. 1-0 O'Sullivan.
And there, ladies and gentlemen, evidence of why the fans who are heading to the Barbican Centre this evening were so excited. This is what Ronnie does.
Yeah, and the other day, his long game, it's fair to say safety in his long game wasn't quite there. He gave a lot of chances to Ben Wollaston the other day, but what was there was when he got in amongst the balls, he was still scoring and making it look very easy, which is what he's just done there. JV's made a good point there. A lot of little sort of half chances and good chances at the beginning for Matt Selt to take. And when you play Ronnie, you've really got to impose yourself on the game and let him know you're here to play.
That's exactly the point that Ronnie made when he came in for a chat after beating Ben Wollaston, that Ben kept having chances but just didn't take them, and you've got to be able to execute at the top level.
You certainly, I mean, against most players that's the case, but against O'Sullivan it's very important because he'll just get stronger and stronger, and you know that if you stick him in amongst the balls he's going to make a break way over 50, 60, 70 and win in one visit. So it's so important, that particularly the start of the match, just to get a foothold.
And also to get on the board as well. If you're Matt and you're playing against your boyhood hero and you know the fans are turning up and they've come here to see Ronnie O'Sullivan, you've got to get on the board early doors.
Yeah, it's almost like you're playing the crowd as well. You know, it's one of those things. It's a bit like an away game in Europe. You've got to try and silence the crowd, and your best way to do that is get a frame on the board.
Here we go, frame 2. Back to the boys.
So, good break-off shot from Matt Selt. Unlike Ronnie when he's playing a safety shot to hit a baulk colour. And once you do, you leave your opponent with his hand on the table, chance of a pot. Just not happening at the moment for Matt. You know, and it can make such a difference if you knock one of those in right in the middle of the pocket. And it can just make you feel that little bit more comfortable. He just seems to be overhitting him at the moment. So it's a chance for Ronnie. Got a little bit to do with the cue ball.
One.
Mistake.
Yeah, that was clumsy for Ronnie. It's actually so far overhit, I don't actually know which pocket played a black 4 there. It's unlike Ronnie. Not bad, not the second set there.
Sullivan 1.
Now Matt's got to be really careful with his safety. He's playing into the main bunch. If he catches this thick, he's going to really open these reds up. Has to get a good white. Behind the yellow would be perfect. And they'd catch him a little bit thick.
Well, the cue ball's just sneaked on past the brown, so nothing easy left for Ronnie, but Ronnie can get his hand on the table. Where's the red going? Well, would you believe it?
One.
Ronnie doesn't need luck. That's what Matt will be thinking.
Ronnie O'Sullivan 1.
Unbelievable what can happen, isn't it? Just trying to nestle into this red near the top cushion, but he didn't want to run across it. And that's what he's done.
Foul. And a miss. Ronnie O'Sullivan 4. Yep.
So he's trying to nestle to this red, and if he gets the right angle, the one thing he's got to be worried about is going across it. So that's the line he's looking for. and hit the left-hand side of this red. Too much of an adjustment.
Foul. And a miss. Ronnie O'Sullivan 4. Yep.
Well, Ronnie having it replaced, I think the only chance that Ronnie's got of getting a potting opportunity, because he's looked at the red in the middle and he didn't fancy that, is if Matt does run across the face of this red. The double kiss, has it left the red on? Maybe not. But it so nearly could have done. Well, the only safety shot is down the... Well, he can just get down the left-hand side of the table. Because the right-hand side of the table, as we look, is very clustered. And that kiss on the green hasn't helped. This red is cuttable now to the right corner.
One.
Yeah, and played with a lot of left-hand side to straighten up the angle that the cue ball came off the cushion to make sure he was on a colour. Just short by 2 or 3 inches there. Still pots this red. It just makes the position trickier. She'd still be able to screw off 2 cushions for the black.
Don't move when he's on the shot, please. Okay, thank you. Six.
He just hit that so well to get that amount of action
13.
after the cue ball making a contact with another red after potting the black. What's the reaction after it hits that red? The acceleration in the cue ball. That's perfect timing.
14.
Well, he's got a good angle there, so he needs to disturb reds. There's nothing straightforward that will go at the moment. Always need a little bit of luck. Well, he may just be on this red to the left middle.
21.
I think he is. Just a little bit awkward because there's not much distance between cue ball and object ball. And it caused him to miss it.
Ronnie O'Sullivan 21.
So, Matt, this is an unexpected opportunity. Chance to get your hand on the table, start pouring a few balls. Only disappointed to miss that red, but as I say, when they're close together, it's always difficult sometimes to adjust the potting angle.
One.
Well, straightish on the blue, but maybe just enough angle to play for the red into the opposite middle.
6. Seven.
Well, he thought he was bound to be on the green. Yellow's second choice.
Easy enough shot to stun off 2 cushions before the middle pocket of the side cushion for a red to the left corner. And good shot.
Nine. Ten.
I think at these visits, at the very least, he's got to take care of the reds that are in play, at the very least, and then play good safety. Obviously, we're looking to bring other reds into play, but if he gets opportunities to score, whatever's on at least.
That's turned out nicely. Turned out very nice.
17.
Yes, I think
18.
at any level, and particularly this one, just don't miss easy balls. You could say Ronnie's missed one, and he missed the red into the middle pocket. But if you can cut those unforced errors out, then you're going to take the beating.
Yeah, I think if he's got any
Matthew
hopes of
Selt,
beating Ronnie
18.
tonight, he can't miss a black off a spot in shots like that.
I know it always looks worse, Stephen, when they don't go in, but he just didn't feel he had to hit it that hard.
No, he didn't time it well. And unfortunately, that's what happens when you've got a bit of tension in your arm. He's been let off, though. It's amazing, John, in your career, in my career, how many more matches would we have won if we didn't miss easy balls?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
It's incredible what difference they make.
And particularly when you miss a black off the spot, because obviously you're playing for a red, and if you miss it, you're leaving your opponent with the
8.
red to go at, and then it's a possible chance to win the frame.
Matthew Selt, 8.
Worrying signs for Matt. I know he was looking forward to this game, and he's a very confident young man. But this will be wearing away at his confidence, missing these balls that he is doing. Where's the cue ball going?
Foul. Matthew Selt, 4.
Ronnie can't believe he thought worst way the green would have stopped it going in the corner. It just glided past the green and went in, and Ronnie, as you say, couldn't believe it. Oh, that's a better pot from Matt. How they can feel a deal better.
8.
And he has to take these chances because at the moment, Ronnie will probably be thinking, well, Matt can't beat me.
9.
The balls he's missed so far, he won't take his chances. So he has to prove to Ronnie that he will do that. I think when you're playing someone like Ronnie, John,
16.
you have to gain his respect. And if you keep missing, you're not going to get that.
Yes, and Ronnie's had a couple of chances in this frame. Not made the most of them, which is why Matt's back at the table. Got a 15-point lead. He's going to need these 3 remaining reds. And that was the last of the easy ones. He'd like this red to be a little bit easier. He wouldn't want to be using the rest for this. And I don't think it's just a natural, just drop it in and finish good on the black. He wants to be high on the black to get on the red that's near the top cushion.
No, that's exactly what I was thinking. He's going to have to play this with a bit of pace now to get the cue ball back higher up the table towards the pink. Nope. And even if he got it, he didn't hit it positively enough to be good on the black.
Sorry.
Where the cue balls ended up, he wouldn't be able to get into the final red.
1.
Well, Ronnie's got a nice angle now. He may elect to try and disturb this red, or just stun behind it. His choice. Stun behind it. Now, if it's just off the cushion, these are missable.
8.
But he looks to have the perfect angle. Playing
9.
it nicely on the black. Favourite for the frame now. Looks like Matt Selt has missed his chance.
Yeah, and you have to think if Ronnie's going to be vulnerable at any point in a match, it'll be at the start of it. He generally gets better and better the longer the match goes on. So, not good signs from Matt Selt so far.
16.
Well, if he's straight on this green, he's got a little bit of work to do with the cue ball. But that was a good shot. Hit it well. Just 1 point behind now. Glance at the scoreboard. He needs brown, blue and pink.
$25.
A little bit short, but he got it to the left corner. He played for it into the left middle. But not a problem.
30.
On the pink now. And Matt Selt will be disappointed. He had a few half chances in the first frame. He had a few good chances in this one. He's not made the most of them. And Ronnie, without having to reach top gear, leads by 2 frames to 0.
So Ronnie leads by 2 frames to 0, doing what he does best. Whilst we're on BBC Two, we're going to keep you right up to date with what's happening on the other table. Another last 16 match taking place today. This is between Steve Maguire and David Morris. And remember, David Morris is the man who knocked out the current world champion, Mark Selby. So a place against Marco Fu up for grabs for either Steve Maguire or David Morris this evening. Steve Maguire took the lead in the first frame with a break of 30, but David Morris has hauled himself back into this one. The break of 33.
David Morris.
And it's 1-1 there now between Steve Maguire and Dave Morris. By the way, if you do want to watch that match, then it's available on the BBC Sport website, the BBC Sport app and connected TVs. However, here on BBC Two, we are concentrating on Ronnie O'Sullivan against Matt Selt. Matt, once again, I said earlier on that Sean Murphy will be kicking himself for losing his match today, but Matt will be absolutely furious because there were so many chances in that frame.
He's just a little bit out of his comfort zone, is the first thing that's noticeable, really. He looks a little bit hot under the collar as well. He's played on outside tables. It's a massive match for him. He's not played Ronnie before. He's on BBC TV. He's on the main match table. The conditions are slightly different from what you play on the outside tables, and he's just not settled down at all yet. I mean, it's intimidating playing Ronnie. It can be at the best of times, but if you miss a few balls, it gets worse.
And I suppose if you don't get that frame early on, it's a huge psychological blow as well, isn't it?
Well, it is as well. And Ronnie's 2-0 up without really having to be his absolute best. I mean, that frame in particular had lots of chances in there. Matt, first one, OK, he's made a 70-odd Ronnie, but that frame there, he had lots of chances early on, and he'd be kicking himself because he hasn't. I watched him play the other day. I was very impressed. He played Rory McLeod outside table, hardly missed a ball. But this is a different kettle of fish.
However, when you look at what happened there, Matt misses the black off the spot, and then Ronnie misses that red. And then you said, didn't you, when Ronnie goes in off, let's see what he's made of here with this red. He puts a fantastic red.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. And then, but you know, a couple of shots later, he's missed a red in the middle pocket. So he's just not settled down here. And it's easy sitting here looking at it. It's a big occasion for him, and he really just needs to settle down a little bit.
O'Sullivan leads by 2 frames to 0.
So Ronnie, the trademark left-handed break-off. Once again catching a baulk colour, and I think Ronnie can get past the brown for this red to the left corner. And if he knocks it in, he'll be on the black. Cued it beautifully. It's amazing, isn't it? Because in his last match, he was struggling to pot any long balls, but he's knocking them in tonight. 86% long pot success. That's good. 6 out of 7.
8. 9.
Yeah, lovely angle in the black. Stunning to the reds. Just the red at the right, the bottom of the right of the pack. Stunning to that one. Cue ball off the side cushion. And they got it a little bit full. That's why the cue ball's stuck in there.
16.
You'd think there was a possibility of cutting this red. He's just playing safe off into the corner, but he obviously
O'Sullivan, 16.
thought it was a risk. And this is something that Ronnie, I think, has acquired over the last couple of seasons. He's really in control of his game and doesn't want to push the ball out. He knows that Matt Selt's struggling at the moment, so he doesn't want to offer him any easy chances by taking any undue risks. Close. And he went for it full-blooded, did Matt. And now that he's missed it, he's left a chance for Ronnie. Well, there's a surprise. Just trying to hold for the blue, trying to pinch a bit.
1.
The first thing he's got to do, well, apart from pot the black, is try and avoid the kiss on the red that's just below the black. It's a tricky pot though. Just too thin.
Matthew Selt 1.
He did flick that red as well near the top cushion, but that's what he was trying to avoid. But well, I'm certain he was trying to make certain of the black. Well, that was a good shot from Ronnie. You hardly notice it now, but he played that left-handed. It just comes second nature to him. Is he on one to the corner? He may be on one to the far right corner. Not quite certain from our commentary position. Yes, he's just on it. Difficult. But it's there. Good shot. Watching that little thing that you did about with Steve about Ronnie's technique, and it is amazing
14.
that, you know, they used to say keep the cube parallel with the table, and he just strikes down slightly. Well,
Ronnie O'Sullivan 14.
Now something like that in the old days would really wind Ronnie up, wouldn't it? He'd get himself at it.
Oh, I'm sure he's very wound up at the moment. It's just how it affects your next shot. Fortunately, he didn't leave any pots on. Yeah, I think that the aiming down thing, I think shots like that, when you're playing slow screw shots or slow drags, if you get any side on and you don't deliver it positively, that you can exaggerate the side. And that's what happened there, you miss it thin. The other shot, if you just decelerate just the slightest bit, that's what happens, you miss it thin.
Well, the reds are spread far and wide now. Nothing to go at the moment. Well, we're only having a look to see if this red will go to the far right corner, but surely the red near the far right corner pocket is blocking the path to it. So maybe just stunning this into the blue and screwing back to the top cushion. Well, the blue's not one over the corner, but it looks safe enough. Well, with that shot, you'd have to say, advantage Matt Selt. Red coming in and out of balk. Is he going to bounce enough to go safe? Just about, but there is a red to the left middle here.
This is not as easy as it looks. Doesn't have to do anything with the cue ball though, the pink's there. That's a good pot.
1.
Much more acute angle than it looked on the screen.
Cue ball needs to slow down a little bit. No, that's okay. And funnily enough, that red in the middle and that pink, he's gone through the ball a lot better, hasn't he? He hasn't hit at it as much as he was doing in the first 2 frames, so maybe he's just beginning to settle down.
Needs to make the most of this though. Me already at 2-0 down.
8.
You're almost thinking the game's over, but at 3-0 it pretty much is. So this is a very important visit from Matt Selt.
Yeah, as you said, not only to let Ronnie know that he's capable of winning a frame 1 visit, but for his own confidence. He's got to believe he can win this match, and there's nothing gives you belief more than taking your opportunities, and this is not a bad one.
Ten. $11. Matthew Selt, 11.
Well, I'm sorry to say this is where we leave you here on BBC Two, but if you want to continue watching this match, it's available by pressing your red button right now. If you want to watch the Stephen Maguire-David Morris match, that's available online on the BBC Sport app and connected TVs. My thanks to John Parrott. We're back with highlights of the day's play on BBC Two later. I'll see you then. Bye for now.